Hi everyone, welcome back to Martin's Home and Garden Houseplant of the Week. My name is Sarah. I've been working in the Martin's Houseplant department for about a year now, and I am your new houseplant department head. So my first houseplant of the week that I chose is going to be the Hoya carnosa compacta. This guy is also known as the Hindu rope Hoya. He is a native to India. It is a low maintenance houseplant. They feature some really cool glossy leaves, and they also will produce these lovely, beautiful pink and white flowers that smell like chocolate. So he is also an epiphyte, which means that he grows on the side of trees and other plants in the wild. It also means that he takes in air and moisture from the environment around him. He lives in the understory of the jungle in India, which means he gets lower light conditions and lots of humidity, which makes it a perfect plant for your home. So let's dive right into how to care for this guy. These plants are going to want a bright indirect light. If you can, give them 6 or more hours of a bright indirect light. They're not going to want direct sun because it'll burn their leaves. But too little light will stunt their growth, cause them to grow slower, and they'll never produce any blooms. So if you're going to place this houseplant in your home, have it as close to a window as possible, because every inch that you bring the plant back is less and less light. So light is important for this plant, but even more important is watering. So when you water this plant, you're going to want to wait until the soil is completely dry, 2 to 3 inches down. Another tip to mention would be to wait till the leaves at the base of the plant are visibly wrinkly. That is a good indicator that the plant needs water as well. This plant, we talked about it being an epiphyte, which means it's going to love humidity in your home. So if you have a humidifier or a mister, mist it a couple of times a day or a couple of times a week. That would just make it even happier. It's not completely necessary, but if you are able to do it, it would just make it even more happy than it was. So with watering, you're also going to increase your drainage, which means you're going to want to have drainage holes in the bottom of your pot. Just so the plant is not sitting in any water, which can cause root rot, which is no fun and can kill your plant. Another way to increase drainage is with your soil. So we recommend our Espoma cactus and succulent mix with a mix of the orchid bark. The orchid bark is just going to help increase drainage even more. It also helps to mimic the plant's natural environment of growing on the side of trees. Another important aspect to talk about with this plant is fertilizing. You're going to want to fertilize this plant in spring and summer. It's not necessary to fertilize in the winter. And to fertilize it, I would recommend using an orchid fertilizer, which is going to give it some nutrients and also help produce more blooms. So speaking of blooms, these plants get these beautiful, waxy looking pink and white blooms that smell like chocolate, like we talked about before. This one's in bloom right now, so you're welcome to come in and check it out and see it, take pictures. They last about 2 weeks before the blooms die off, but they should bloom about year round if they're really happy in your home. Another fun thing you can do with this plant is you can propagate it. So you can cut off a chunk of the plant anywhere where you see an aerial root, which is, you'll see these little like nubs on the side of the plants. Those are the aerial roots to help them take in moisture from the air. You can just cut off anywhere below those and then stick it in some water or some soil and then keep it moist. And it'll eventually grow roots and you'll have a whole new little Hindu rope plant. So these plants also have another really cool thing about them. They come in a variegated form. Variegated plants are really rare in the houseplant community and they're really valuable. we actually have a little variegated piece in this plant that we're going to show you. But if you see a variegated plant anywhere in stores, I would snatch it up real quick because it's very desirable. Anyways, that's all we have to talk about this week. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you want to see next, and come see our beautiful Hindu plant. Oh, and by the way, we have a houseplant swap on November 5th at 6:30 p.m. You can sign up on our website, martinshomeandgarden.com. It is $5 a person, and we will be super happy to see you there. Bye, everyone.